Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel here today. Today we're here for more Musume action here with episodes 7 and 8 of Season 2. Very excited to be jumping back in. Unsure where we're gonna go. As I said last week, we've kind of been very up and down with the kind of mood, plotting, momentum of the show up to now. It's hard to know if we're gonna keep on, I guess we're going up at the moment. Keep on going up or go back down or what's going to happen? I mean, in broad strokes, it seems like we're going to do something with running another race between McQueen and Teo, which of course will be a good time. At a shorter distance, I think that was the general vibe. And again, a bit more of this perpetual ongoing super goal of like constant competition between each other rather than external goals that can be dashed ever so quickly, like undefeated triple crowns and remaining undefeated and whatnot. Either way, YouTube comments will start here with hopefully this is easier to read, who has quite a long comment here that I'll break down piecemeal. Once again here we are reiterating that a lot of this stuff is straight up non-fiction taken from real life stuff. So specific lines of commentary, shots of the crowd, audience reactions, everything else in between. If you see some stuff that's a little bit like, I wonder why they included that, it's probably because it's a reference to IRL stuff. Now, bouncing off of me from last week, there was a couple of voice actors here that were from the Yakuza / Like of Dragon series, I guess you would say. I was wondering if there was a connection. No Sega Cygames thing going on, but there is a few horses implemented that were owned by Sega's parent company, like Satono Diamond. Pretty tenuous, you would imagine it's more of just a coincidence. I've also been made aware that Golshi channel is kind of a real thing. Hakatube, which is Musume's official YouTube channel, stars Goldship, does content on it, and doing some VTuber stuff. So yeah, apparently pretty early on too. Again, I'm not cognizant of the history there either, but that seems pretty early for you know, how it's blown up and how it's become such a thing now. Next up here, we explain the runaway or the unige strategy, I guess you would say. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory stuff, I think. Just you get out to such an unassailable lead that you just win. You cross the finish line before even having to engage in the rest of the race. I've definitely seen it work before, but it is risky. Again, you gotta hope you don't gas. And for somebody like Twin Turbo, who gasses all the time, probably not a great set of tactics. What are they doing over there, Canopus, man? Come on now. Specifically in the show, we've seen it work with Suzuka as well, who was a front-running horse. We then have the horse carrying on that legacy, Panther Lhasa, of course, in a very recent Fall Tenno show. Got out to a great lead, but eventually kind of got mowed down a little bit. So yeah, you could still do it. It's still kind of in vogue, but not really. Most horses race normally. Yeah, loads of horse history here today. We have my question about Simboli Rudolph and the lack of rivals there. Nobody could compete at that particular point in time. The only times that Simboli Rudolph really lost were, you know, you could kind of throw them away to other things happening, right? Injured, sick, conditions, blah, 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 blah. Like, there's not really somebody there that's you know, neck and neck with them. I guess the closest we get here is Sirius Simboli, who is Rudolph's nephew, 1 year younger. Yeah, a bit of some crazy stuff here. Aggressive horses against each other. Oh yeah, the weird sound. Okay, yeah, I got there eventually. You can, yeah, you see it in the next section of the... It confused the fuck out of me in the moment, though. It kind of ruined everything, if I'm honest. Nah, this probably an overreaction. It was fine. This is a bit sad about Meijuro Palmer. So, apparently IRL horse was famously overlooked by the Meijuro farm. Did answer my question from last week as well. They are from... Again, she's called Meijuro Palmer for a reason. They're all kind of associated. But back to the real life stuff, they didn't have a lot of faith in the horse and were instead putting their focus elsewhere. At some points, trainer doesn't even show up to see her win big races like the Takarazuka Kinen. But she showed them she's winning some races, and at least we have Helios cheering her on. So that's a nice and, you know, wholesome turn that we have. It's good. Even more stuff here. Marozensky. Now, from this little paragraph here, this is probably the horse that embodies the most Eclipse first, the rest nowhere. At certain points, like, Marozensky was slowing down to avoid injury. Like, Marozensky is like genuinely undefeated, like an OG horse, like from way back in the day, that just like no one ever beat. So of course, again, when Symboli Rudolph is talking about that lack of rival, Marozensky definitely knows what we're talking about there as well. So yeah, if you look under the hood, there's a lot of that kind of stuff in the show, you would imagine. So now the repeated injuries. Now here's my thing. It's great that it's accurate to real life. That's awesome. It's just that real life isn't always a fantastic story. We don't need to adapt everything. I would have not had another injury story as close to our first injury story with Teo. Now, again, it probably does reinforce that theme in this season of recurring bad luck and, you know, that effort, talent, luck kind of little mantra that we have going on, and to like keep on keeping on and to push forth regardless. That's probably all fitting pretty well. I wish we could have did it with something else that wasn't so, I guess, similar feeling. Next comment here from Waffy. This episode introduces us to the Rice shower arc, one of my favorite parts of the season. So Rice's nickname is the Assassin in Black. This is probably what we've been referencing the entire season with, you know, her following Mihono Bourbon and sneaking up and stealing that from under her. So yeah, getting this kind of legendary killer status, very, very cool. Also advising me to keep an eye on the openings because there should be some changes, albeit small ones, upcoming. And then yes, into the Golshi channel stuff again. Last comment here from Lazy Joe. Winning the Japanese Triple Crown is not easily done, that's for sure. From 1939 till now, 8 horses have done it. So even getting close like Teo or Bourbon is an incredible achievement. You know, there's 8 in, what, let's round up 100 years basically. So once in a generation horse if you do it, man. And then yeah, going into Rice Shower again here, winning the Kikukusho was well earned too after losing to Bourbon 4 times that year and getting closer each time, finally snatching it from under her right at that crowning moment. It's got a sting a little bit, of course. And again, emphasizing that whole stalking thing, as I said. So I guess going into the actual episodes now, it'll be interesting to see how that relationship evolves. It seemed that Mihono Bourbon wasn't that, you know, disturbed by the whole thing and was just going to do whatever the next thing the master says that she's going to do is. Now, my question is, will she be abandoned eventually if things start to go pear-shaped? Is master only in it insofar as you can accomplish task? Will you get discarded? I don't know, we're going to let the show do that, I guess, and instead I'm going to shout out the Patreon and move on in and talk about some other things. So once again, I have a Patreon. If you are interested in seeing next week's episodes 1 week early, I'm just flagging this now, potentially a 3-episode banger. We'll see. If you did want to see that early, it is linked in the description below. You can at least see if I did it. That'd be something. And yes, only $6 a month. You also get whatever the hell I'm watching next after Tutu, as well as Mushi-Shi stuff, so look forward to that as well. A very big thank you to my patrons, starting here with Sean, Ace Lightning, AJ, Akomancer, Astifif, Ergedifif, Bananarama Hamadama-sama, Batero, Brendan M. Gibbons, Brett Jones, Capella, Chobaribbi, Copley, Cure Dynamic, Dakota, Dapper Dwarf, Diark Lord, Dorkia Hyom, Eclipsing, Ed, Eric Algelius, Fancy Question Mark, Fried Rice, Fruit, Gloria Tenebrae, Glyke, Hans Peter, I. Bailey, Ika, Iria, Yako Yavnen, Jacob R., Jeff Solis, Joran, Kasogtha, Clem, Lexi, Lick H., Lou, Lupe Farugia, Madak the Doppelganger, Matthew Mortlock, Mickey Babbers, Miru, Mistake L. Chen, Molly Weinberger, Mr. Maniacs, Nature Without Man, Noah, Parnick, Pencil Shop 333, Pike, Rex15M, Ron Lad B&K, St. Lily, Sal, Sam1373, Samuel Guerrero, SGM Janus, Shiny Haxorus, Skeleton, Tentacle Member, Tobias Dahl Christensen, Waifu Overdose Without a Net, Binshi, Jummy Boo, Kelvin, BD422, Fluffy, Matthew Bratcher, and Ren. Thank you very much for giving me money. I enjoy the money. Where are we in the show? We've just come off Teo losing the Spring Tenno show against Major and McQueen, and then feeling very sad about it for a little bit, despite, again, all the build-up and the promise we don't cry, and how happy Major and McQueen was at all that too. We're focusing on Teo, and she's a little bit down in the dumps. With the help of Trainer-san, with the help of the rest of Team Speaker, with the help of her fandom, her fan base, and with most of all the help of Major and McQueen, it seems that she's pulled herself back up out of it. Again, focusing on each of those aspects that those groups represent and finding the reason why she races. I guess most centrally to that would be Major and McQueen and the rivalry there building into a new race between the two. seems to be the vibe here. And yeah, I'm keen to jump in. I'm just going to do exactly that. You'll see me in a second with episode 7 of our season 2 of Musume Pretty Derby. And there we have it, episode 7 up there ready to go. 23 minutes and 55 seconds on this one. Sync up accordingly with your own copy. I have the OK Subs version. Please get that version if you would like my version. If not, there's a picture-in-picture version in the description below for your viewing pleasure. Let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio, 3, 2, 1, go. McQueen's return race. Oh, well that was very quick. Domination. You've already run your picture-perfect return race this season. Whoa. Sure. Okay, I understand what you're doing, sure. My instinct was to say they clearly weren't saying that. That's the point. It's within her own head. It's her own insecurities. Given manifest. I don't know. Doesn't seem fair to me to, think that way. Be blamed for just competing. I guess I like how happy, Teo was for McQueen there. Warms the cockles. I like that. In your dreams, Twin Turbo. Where does Biwa Hide come into this? Because every other one of those horses I've kind of seen already. Anyway. Or did they just put her in it because she's cool? Because also true. What is this castle? A blessed name. Or blessed. Interesting. Talking about furlongs. Just settle down. The paper's not going anywhere. Yeah, so we've already rounded back around again. Well, I mean, I know where this is going, right? Rashau's probably going to win. Oh. That means she's better. Oh my god, these two. Oh my god. That same old pose too. It'll work eventually. If it's stupid and it works. Do some body blocking or something. Like, whoa. Nah, she's fucking freaking out. Bourbon? Somewhere? Soon? The assassin in black. Oh. It looks like fucking McQueen's about to beat her ass. I'm not... Okay, well that's surprising too. But I'm not used to McQueen, like, being taller than somebody. It's freaking me out too. What the hell? I don't know. To me, you feed off of that feeling. Like, you guys all doubted me? Suck shit. Nobody wants me around? Well, guess what? They're gonna have me around. I don't know, very much not her personality, though. What the fuck are those two talking about? Teo. Once again, I love the way she says it. Teo. This music. Everyone's sneaking up on her now. Maybe everyone else is the assassin. Fucking Naruto running too. We know Tay, you're very flexible. Can we touch our toes, chat? I certainly can't. That sound effect was funny. I don't know. I got long legs though, so that's my excuse anyway. I mean, I can't like hold my hands there, I guess. Con Spitchan. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's great. Ah! Jump scare. Oh, it's like season 1. See, real fucking Uma heads get this one. Just a light kidnapping. Can you untie me? I wish to be unbound. Okay. Oh yeah, rice shower. Yeah. Why didn't I think of that before? Kira. Then that stupid robot kept winning. Interesting. So I always interpreted that as, like they had a pre-established relationship. But, nah. You just wanted to be like her. Well, there was no traffic lights in the way, so she was fine. And then, instead of being met with cheers, disappointment. Big old fisheye, too. But how about your own fans? Do you have any of those? Yeah. Again, this whole motivation fits in perfectly with the season about motivations, you know, and why do we race? She's escaping, get her. Is there going to be anybody to untie her, or...? Look at that carrot. Only if I can have the carrot. Oh. Leader. Wasn't it the halfway point? Yeah, a little bit over. Why are you on a Segway? Stole it from Gold Ship. Oh, Mihono Bourbon. She looks different. Oh, she's injured. Okay. Master. I too understand the theme of the season. Relating Symboli Rudolph to your master's interesting. Well, I'm sorry about yours too. Yeah. Shit happens, eh? Well, you should go tell her that. It's all coming together, folks. See how everybody has their little rival? Pushing them forward? I'm here to kidnap you again. It's fun to see somebody whispering into an ear that high. Okay. Yeah, but you two are you're of different temperament. Chasing it down on a goddamn Segway. Whoa! Half this episode has been like hijinks. What a nimble little horse. What am I watching? Oh god, not these two. It's like a horror movie. Who's gonna be in here? Somebody? Say they like you. You at least have the respect of your peers, right? She is very funny. Do you reckon the other two know what they're doing here? Like they know that she's hearing all this stuff and they're like, yeah, walk that direction and, you know, say what you really think about Rice. A little bit of a pep talk by proxy. It's okay by us. Who the hell are you fucking freaks? Can't imagine that she's a particularly good winning live performer. I did. I fucking love a heel. Yeah, you get him. I'll be happy. Teo's just kind of here. Okay, Master's chill. Oh! Whatever you say, Mr. Yakuza. It's John Yakuza himself. Uh... Did you guys see Teo there? Well, I guess it didn't work then. Oh, but... Imagine after all this build-up, she just gets, like, popped by McQueen. Oh, unique ID. Let's lock in, then. I was about to go full yap. See, yeah, I don't know why I didn't realize it before. Rice shower and weddings, of course. It's probably the little hat though, and the rose, and that's all, like that's fitting now. Very formal horse. In broad strokes, that episode is just continuing the same themes of a lot of the rest of the show. Again, finding that rivalry internally, finding that rivalry like with another person, that being that driving force, rather than external factors like, you know, winning streaks or, you know, glory or wanting to be loved or anything else. She's cool. She's got a little knife. Look at that. I will say, I think the show's been better at its dramatic stuff than this episode. This came across a little bit just off for me. Very funny, though. Very, very funny episode. And yeah, now let's dive into episode 8. And there we have it, episode 8 up there ready to go. 23 minutes, 55 seconds. Same old stuff. Picture and picture in the description below. Let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio, 3, 2, 1, go. So I'd imagine now we're just building into a race. I wonder if it'll take the whole episode. Or we'll knock it over pretty quickly. Whoa. Remember all those goddamn fucking weighted jumps she did? No easy beat is Major McQueen. So it'll be interesting, right? Because obviously she starts to, you know, face the fear of the crowd and the fear of racing against somebody who's an expectant winner. There's a what's the word? It's definitely the story if Major McQueen wins her third tenor shot, right? Like that's attractive for people that are looking for a narrative in the race. So she's gonna have to fight against that and be that heel again, but also kind of embrace being it as well. Knowing that behind the scenes she is also inspiring for other people. Specifically Mihono Bourbon, which we love to see. That's another thing about last episode. Teo's just kind of there. I did like her stuff with Bourbon, though. Where's my frickin' twin turbo focus episode, man? Oh! They done got Sans Undertale in this. Let's go. Alright, that's fucking actually peak. I loved that. Oh, she's cool. I love this song. The next day and even the day after that. Oh, and even the day after that. Had a bit of a sore knee this week, folks, but I'm trying to get back out there running tomorrow. I think that's the idea. The horse girls, they inspire me. Ooh. You're gonna get assassinated. Where the hell are we? It gives me like assassination classroom vibes. Where'd you get that picture? It was during New Year's, I reckon. I should go back and check if she was there. She's off the grid. I think she's fucking locking in like no one else has ever locked in. Out in the goddamn boonies. That's... Oh shit. Don't knock my desk. That's really fun. Like the little map mirrors Teo's little map from the other week. How many pairs of shoes have you gone through? It's where the game is won and lost. Absolutely. I'd just advise against not getting injured or pushing yourself too far. They're constantly on about the sweets too. That's very fun. I'm getting stronger every day, she says. McDonald's is a good idea. I should go do that. She's had an epiphany? McQueen's getting mind flooded. Her mind palace is under attack. That's the best ending, Tannhauser winning. Or Palmer. Or Helios, they're my goats. She even said it. It's only a missing persons case, it's fine. Missing horse case? Okay, we're here. Oh, we're camping because you wanna... Yeah. I was like, why are we camping? Fucking Taya's not even racing. This one's for Diamond. Diamondo. She's doing it. You'd say that Taya went into this race as the more popular last year and ended up losing. It's putting it out there. Indeed. Hey, I wouldn't be against a Dictus win either. Ikudis. Now, I had my, misgivings here. But I'm kind of hyped. I really want to see this race. Here comes the friggin' assassin. The first time she's been seen in months. Positively ghoulish. so locked in that she's gone all the way back around again and is now, like, locked out. I don't know how that's gonna go, man. She always plays a bit of silly buggers at the gates. Remember last year with the horseshoe? It's always something with her. Just absolutely shook by Raishower's pure fucking furiosity. Furiousness. There goes Palmer. I like Canopus, they're cute. I love the way Palmer runs too. Oh yeah. Ah! But I mean, in this case, we have at least McQueen's aware of it. In Spetchon's case, she just like didn't even consider it for a second. She was thinking about other shit. A whole 2 seconds. We'll see, chat. I'm feeling an L. Or maybe a Palmer W, finally. I mean, I say finally. She's win a lot, but like, I wanted to win more. How far out from the end are we? Hell yeah. Here we go, final stretch. No, Palmer. Sick shot. That was actually awesome. Dude, their fucking auras are crazy. Come on, Bourbon. Over the top of them all. Oh no, she doesn't even need it. She's doing it herself. I'm the frickin' hero. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you're absolutely fucked, McQueen. Simple. Fucking peace out. Oh, McQueen's gonna be so salty. World record? Or track record, race record? Where did she get that confidence? Alright, crowd, come on. I'll lead. Where's everybody else? Come on, give him a clap. Boo! Well, suck shit. McQueen, put him in their place. There we go. Omedetou. See, the only fucking fans with some taste in this show, man. The blithering frickin' masses, get out of here. Buffoons, the lot of them. Now, behind closed doors, McQueen's gonna have a big whinge, I'm sure of it. Hey, the only one that really matters. We don't care about everyone else. Hug it out now. Why are people so whack? Why can't they just, like, become fans of her now? Hand on the face is almost better than a hug. Hand on face? Insane. Yeah, where's McQueen? She's so mad. Oh, 'cause you know. Maybe she is okay. Good thing you have your disguise. Otherwise, this would be hella embarrassing. That's true, for sure. Oh, I'll see you there then. Fucking Ikunodictus is going to win soon. Lock it in. Like, Dictus has just been, like, staring at Teo the entire conversation, too. That's great. That didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to be, like, fucking McQueen having a big old whinge and us being witness to it. But once again, just very mature. I keep getting surprised by that, by this show. That episode was better than the previous one, I would say. It just benefits from it being the execution on the race first and foremost, but I just also just bought a few more of the scenes. I don't know. Like the part that the part where she's like, they think I'm the heel, but I'm the hero. That just hit. That was very good. We'll say this has been a little bit of a detour. If you asked me before today if I thought that I was going to do 2 focus episodes on Rice Shower, I certainly wouldn't have said yes. But hey, I'm down. We can do whatever. We have the power. Hooray. Horse. That's enough horse for tonight. You'll see me tomorrow for some more horse analysis. Please look forward to it. I will look forward to it. All day at work I'll be lamenting the fact that I'm not talking about horses. So I'll see you then. And we're back. It's the next day. Musume Season 2, Episodes 7 and 8 in the books. Bit of a different direction for these two. We kind of go into a very kind of closed off story, I would say, about Rice Shower. As I said before, if you gave me, like 10 or so guesses about what these next 2 episodes would be about, this probably wouldn't even be in the 10 if I'm honest. It kind of came out of nowhere for me. If I had to guess what we were doing with Rice Shower, I would say it had more to do with Mihono Bourbon. But she's still involved. It's just we put the focus on Rice Shower. I didn't see that coming at all. I thought that she was, again, more of a bit part, more of the, I don't know, side character to Bourbon as opposed to the star. Which I guess, now that I think about it, is kind of interesting writing, right? Because that's how the rest of, the community and the fandom sees it as a whole in the show. That's why, Rice Shower has this reputation as being like a bit of a party pooper, bit of a spoil sport, because everybody's too focused on the star and the narrative there, instead of her narrative, which is, again, a little bit more behind the scenes, a little bit more closed off, and again, not reflecting this hero type mindset. She's not the protagonist, as we've seen it up to now. So that's pretty smart show. I like that quite a bit. The perspective flip there. Each and every one of these horses do have their own story. Now, as for the execution of said story, I think it has its moments. It's a little bit up and down. But it finishes strong. I like the stuff with McQueen and during the race, and it hits all those Musume type highs. I like how, again, internal it is, along with a lot of the theming for the rest of the season, which has been about this special someone next to me, my, tight-knit group of friends, or particular friend, or particular partner, whatever you want to say there, as opposed to everybody else as a whole, the fandom. Crowds and outside influences can be fickle. Me and my day ones, me and my group, me and my people that hold me in that close regard, they're forever. And if I had to say a thesis statement for the season overall, that would probably be it. Yeah, I just think we get a little bit too, especially this episode, episode 7, tad on the melodramatic side. And that, again, just comes from a lack of investment in Rice Shower early in the show, which, again, is the point. But, you know, I just wish they played it a little bit quieter than, you know, what we're doing at the end here. It's just a little bit too much too quick IMO. But as I said before, this episode definitely is very funny, so I look forward to laughing again. Overall, I'm coming up pretty positive on it. It's well executed. They had an idea. Rice Shower is pretty damn likable. I like her thing with Bourbon. I even like how Teo and a few other characters support it. It's all very wholesome. Good time. Small little golf clap there. Anyway, we'll roll back through here. I'm unsure how much I'll have to say in the moment to moment. Again, it feels like a very big picture set of episodes for mine. We'll see. We start here off the heels of episode 6. McQueen's been on the mend, doing them weights, getting strong, and this is her return race. She just wipes the floor with everybody. This will lead into her attempting to win her 3rd spring tennis show. She's definitely got the momentum as it stands at the moment. Another thing to note about this race here as well, raining. Loves a heavy track, of course. Early on here we see a shot of Rice Shower, which before the rest of, you know, the 2 episodes happens, may seem a little bit out of place. But right now, looking back at it, she's thinking about these same type ideas. Okay, well, all roads are leading to me and McQueen competing at some point. You know, this is just Bourbon again. This beloved horse, look how the crowds are cheering for her. Hugely popular. People want to see that narrative. I'm going to have to be the spoil sport for it, you know? we do mention it in the episode as well. There's a confidence to that as well, that I am going to be the spoil sport, which, you know, we could feed off of that as well. I do like this shot here in the magazine of Rice Shower and her manager, I guess you would say. We're doing a little bit of like, is it like the parents in Peanuts or something? You like never see the parents? That's what it kind of feels like. Let's focus on Rice Shower instead, all small and stuff. Endearing. The height difference is funny. So something in the episode which is a bit blurry and, I guess, opaque for me, is like how much of, you know, the crowd and their response to Rice Shower is in her own head and how much is actually happening. I think it's both. I think people are saying these things that, again, she spoils these things that happens. Why did Rice Shower have to come in and win and ruin this thing? That's definitely out there. I think in her head, she has a complex about it, a bit of anxiety there, which is amplifying it. Which, yeah, isn't a good combo for her. It's leading her down a spiral, which she goes down and, you know, pulls out of the race here for a little bit in this episode. And even very early here, it's very funny to contrast, right? Like, crowds over here fucking hate Rice Shower, boo. Her peers love her. Like, Twin Turbo's just, like, excited, and they're commenting about, like, how good she's been racing. You see it basically the entire time whenever she interacts with anybody, be it, like, Palmer or Teo or anybody in this episode. Like, they're just congratulating and cheering her on and stuff. A very, I guess this is where we come to as a conclusion. It's like a very, like, racer's horse. Like if you're in the industry, like, you have the respect for this particular horse. Like, you'll see it in music a lot. It's like, oh yeah, this person's your favorite artist's favorite artist or something, right? Potentially, again, they're doing something on a technical level which you don't realize as a layman. Also, Tannhauser is cute. That is, that's the next level of the analysis there. I do like this consistent strategy we have with Helios and Palmer about outrunning, as we call it in the anime, just being a front runner, basically. The trick to it is just to keep doing it even better, awesomer. Like, I don't know if Helios is the best tactical brain on the show, I guess. I don't know. Just try harder, maybe. Say it doesn't work very well. Get the feeling here from this segment as well that she doesn't really love the assassin in black moniker that she's been given. I guess it bends negative overall, you would say. Like, I'm killing somebody's, like, hopes and dreams and their legacy in my actions. If anything, to me, this reads as cool as fuck. It's about the most awesome thing I've ever heard. Assassin in Black? Hell yeah. If anything that has that title, I want to see it. But again, she doesn't like the title at the moment. It's not so confident in all of it, in everything that's happening. I do like a little knife, though. It's a great touch. This is where a wild McQueen pops out and has a talk and tries to, again, just initiate some friendly competition type stuff, and a very meek and timid Raishawa, based on the events of the episode up to now, says that she doesn't want to race anymore and she isn't going to race in the spring Tenno Sure. And again, as we've been saying, this is all predicated on the events of the Kikuko Sure? It's the third of the Triple Crown, I'm forgetting there, that Mihono Bourbon was going to race and win. It was going to be like her debut undefeated Triple Crown. You know, it's hardly ever done. It's this crazy legacy thing, and you've come in and ruined it, right? Good use of the fisheye here, a little bit of this, you know, the crowd like encompassing her mental state almost and clouding it, and again, just like a great shot of like anxiety and something getting bigger than I can handle, you know. This is all weighing on her. Again, the reason why she's acting the way she's acting in this episode. Even another great little touch here, I'm always going to highlight it, the ears bending down, you know, it's very dog. When you see a dog with their ears down, they're normally unhappy. I do like this sequence here, albeit it is subbed in a little bit of an obnoxious way. Just like we start talking about, you know, the Raishawa stuff as a group, and fucking Daiwa Scarlet and Vodka just having their own little internal argument while we're like doing actual productive like plot talk over here. I don't know. I found it quite funny. And once again, McQueen expressing this desire in this conversation about competing against the best. Like, that's one of the things that motivates her. Like, almost taking all of that Teo stuff that she built in about, like Teo's this monster, crazy, like the best racehorse I've ever seen. If I can compete against her, then, like, that's all I'm wanting to do. And moving that over to Raishawa, almost holding her in that similar regard. Disappointed if I'm not competing against the best. It's also, Teo was much that way as well. She didn't want to just, like, coast by on her undefeated streak, taking easy victories. She went to McQueen in her own, like event, in her own, like, area, and tried to beat her that way. Like, I like that, just, like, competitiveness, man. It's very sports anime. Initiate now musical montage. Quite a funny one. We do like to play this musical track that's accompanying it a lot as well, I've noticed, when we're doing our like hijinks. Where essentially Teo as team leader is trying to convince you to compete. Not going very well. Very anxious and skittish horse, you would say, is Raishawa. Running away. I also liked this one here. Obviously we have like the Teo flexibility stuff, which we've talked about. It's well represented here, you would say. Particular shoutouts to this this special week bit where like she's trying to, I don't even know what she's trying to do, but she gets distracted with the rice part of Raishawa as a name and just gets completely ignored. Basically, what do we know about Special Week? She likes food. I don't know. I just love the confidence of it. Once again, that protagonist character from season 1 just moving into like goofy side character role. I just find that very endearing. And then this one here is a great callback to season 1. We're going to try to kidnap Raishawa and see what's going on. Maybe even get her to join the team. Conjuring any memories, Spitchan, potentially. It is creepy as fuck, though. It's just like kidnapping her, locking the door, like shutting the curtains. And like getting like the detective light on her as well. Okay, we do it with the best intentions, but I would be anxious in this situation, 100%. So I don't know why this didn't come to mind initially. Like, there's a very famous old custom at weddings about throwing rice. And if you were to throw rice, it would be a rice shower. I don't know why I never made that connection. So again, it's this tradition that would bring good fortune, right? I read into it a little bit as well. There's like some pagan origins. It's like about fertility as well. Yeah, it's kind of evolved beyond that. It's more just like, good luck, right? Well, hey, I'm this horse that's named after this custom for good luck. And I'm like ruining the luck of all these other horses in, you know, going for their big special day. It's almost like their wedding, their coronation almost, you know. I'm the one that spoils sports. I'm the one that assassinates their hopes and dreams. Or at least that's the narrative that's been, you know, pushed around about me. So again, there's a mismatch between my name and what I do. I don't feel like it's correct yet. I'm not all synced up within myself. Good character struggle. And again, comes from a pretty interesting place. Also, I don't know what kind of animal this is, but fucking they're thick as fuck. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Yo. shout outs. If we were to also talk about another one of the big themes in this season, you would say it's this effort, talent, luck thing we have going on. And again, your name being associated with good luck and it turning into quote-unquote bad luck for all these other horses. They're just being like the kind of, zero-sum game element of, like, competition. Like, we can't both be, like, mutually beneficial for each other. There has to be a winner and a loser. Like, I'm a determining factor in the luck, whether it's good luck for me or good luck for others. It's all interesting stuff going on, like below the surface, you would say. Decent stuff. I like that quite a bit. And yeah, the way that her career goes early is that she starts getting a couple wins. Feels good. Crowd's on my side. But then there's this star, there's Mihono Bourbon, right? Who we've seen in the first half of this season just go on an absolute tear, just win everything, basically. Of course, they're the crowd favorite. Of course, they have, like, everybody on their side, and we want to see history in front of us, right? I want to say that I was there when Mihono Bourbon did this, that, and the other. I'm now the spoilsport. I'm now personifying bad luck instead of good fortune, and I feel bad about it. Perfectly understandable. And we do tend to fluctuate in the episode, I guess. I don't know. Because, again, that's quite dramatic, and I'm feeling like the emotional moment there, at least a little bit. And then we follow it with a scene of her, like, escaping whilst tied up, which is just inherently funny. We do... It has its ups and downs. Like, even towards the end here, where we do that big, like, hero proclamation stuff, like, they're on a Segway. We keep it goofy, I guess, and I'm sometimes unsure how to feel about it. I don't know, for me, I think about episode 2, and I think about that Teo moment, and I think about how we just kind of played it straight. And I feel like maybe that's sometimes the tact we should take a little bit more. I'm just pausing here to comment that I really like McQueen's pocket carrot. It's very cute to me. Huh? Good stuff. Now, this is a really fun scene. So, what were we doing with Bourbon very early in the season, would you say, right? She was meant to be like this new up-and-comer after Teo, right? So Teo goes through, and she's going to do this undefeated Triple Crown, and she doesn't because of an injury. This is meant to be like the new hot thing after that, which is trying to come in and do the same thing. Following in Teo's footsteps, probably looking up to Teo somewhat as well. Unfortunately, you followed Teo in the next step of everything, right? Where, again, you've lost that undefeated Triple Crown, and you've gained an injury. So again, who's the perfect person to talk to you at this time about that? It's goddamn Teo. So I like the pairing of these two. And it ends up to be, I don't know, I thought that there was some beef here or something, maybe. It's very cordial. It's also great because it works into the rice shower stuff. Just, yeah, some good plotting. I don't know. The pairing of the horses this episode has been quite good. Another similarity between the two here as well is their devotion to their quote-unquote master. Again, Mihono Bourbon's there is very obvious, it being literally her trainer, who she calls master. And it turns out that whole relationship isn't as... I don't know, I think we were maybe building it up as a negative. Seems pretty positive. He seems like a chill guy, even though he's like Yakuza. Alright, it's fine. It's your prerogative. Obviously, Teo has that same thing going on with Simpoli Rudolph, this horse, this senpai that she really wants to impress. I don't know, it allows both of them time for reflection on their priorities and bonding through mutual experience. And if you thought we were done, even more mirroring, right? Like, you're just going through the exact same arc that Teo is, right? So you're a little bit despaired after everything, right? You lose your undefeated Triple Crown, you get injured. Master's still on my side, that's great, but I want to see him smile and whatever else. And I don't know if I can do that again, blah, blah. Anyway, my new goal is competition with a particular horse. That horse being Rice Shower. Now, what did Teo discover in the last couple of episodes? The reason for why she does it, it's kind of all-encompassing there, but mainly McQueen, right? That's the conclusion we come to. It becomes very easy to say that as McQueen is to Teo, Rice Shower is to Mihono Bourbon. Which, of course, like, okay, we have Rice Shower who's struggling with motivation at the moment and wanting to keep on racing. Well, what's the thing that recently helped me as Teo, a rival, a competitor? Hey, that's a great idea. What if we take you over to Rice Shower and try to make you two bond in that same way that me and McQueen bonded last episode? Sounds like a plan. It's what we do in the second half here. Consistently funny background gag. Random horses running around and saying, like, whatever they want to eat as they're training. Like, Speaker will do it often and they'll say suitsu, suitsu. We have beef steak here that this group of horses is saying as they run. That's funny. They're very simple creatures. I guess, I don't know. My criticism is, in the episode, I just wish they played this whole segment straighter. But I'm torn, because I think it's fucking hilarious as well. We have Bourbon on a Segway. We have, like, Teo whispering into the ear all the way up here. Love shit like that. Bourbon's intensity initially throwing off the meek rice shower, her running away repeatedly, us chasing after her, only exacerbating things. That's all dynamite. That's all gold. But I do feel like it somewhat undermines that moment at the very end. So, you take the good with the bad, I guess. Like, you're telling me you look at this, and you don't think that's funny? That's just fucking hilarious, man. Look how terrified she is, man. That's frying me. That's funny. And again, Bourbon just, like, copying her and Master and not understanding that any of that is weird and is going to be off-putting. Hilarious. There's some cool animation here too. Like, hang on, look at this cut here. Like, kind of this rotating shot starting here. Like, that's cool. And then the slide, awesome. Ears going as well. And then when she gets up here too, like, there's a lot of frames there. This show surprises sometimes in weird ways. Some of her hiding places are just ridiculous as well. Are you two stupid? Loving Teo, the one that has the ability to running as well, and like Bourbon needing to be on the Segway because she's injured. I just think that it's a great use of all our setups. It's very consistent. This little thing on screen, this lower third that's saying it's specifically, 3,200 meters later, Rice Shower's still running fine, and then we'll see Teo struggling. Again, she struggled in that spring tennis show, which was that same distance. It's a great reference. Now, I thought we were potentially going to do something clever here, and we didn't end up doing it, and I don't know. I always want to see what I think is going to happen. I don't know. I just thought that the Teo and Mihono Bourbon there were going to, like, set up all these side characters to say what they really think about Rice Shower, to improve her state and get her to come out of her shell more and say how we really feel and get across our feelings. We think that it's unbeknownst to us that she's there, but we actually do know that she's there. That didn't end up happening. I guess it's nice that it's a little bit more naturalistic as well. It's really how they feel. This is another one I really love, which is becoming an Musume cliche. We're perfectly disguised as long as we're holding two branches of, like, a bush or something. Like nobody could see us. We're, like, hidden perfectly. Almost gives, like, a live theater element to the show. It's goddamn hilarious again. Oh yeah, maybe I should have considered this as well. Upon that Kikukusho victory for Rice Shower, she's not going to cope at the winning live at all. Like, look at this. It's an absolute farce. I would argue it's even worse than some of Special Week's efforts, which obviously weren't very good. The two horses flanking her as well. Now that I mention it, Bourbon wouldn't be much chop either. She's very robotic in one note. She's doesn't have that star presence. Tannhauser, though. I want to see her win. I want to see her winning live. The episode here hits its climax in this final confrontation between Bourbon, Teo, and Rice Shower, of course, where she just says how she really feels. She feels like this heel, I'm the one that's spoiling everything. I don't want to fill in that villain role, so I'm not going to compete. Now, very much so, as we saw before at the show, it's all very external, right? Like, this is how she feels from everybody else. So, what about the people close to her? We just saw Tannhauser waxing lyrical about how much she respects Rice Shower. How about Bourbon? What does she have to say on the subject? Essentially, quit your belly aching and run, apparently. Which, in essence, is the right thing to say, albeit probably not the best way to say it. And yeah, this is where that line comes in. You're my hero, Rice Shower. You're the one that inspires me through this tough time specifically as well, through this recovery. My competition and my rivalry with you has been the thing keeping me going. It's essentially, we don't care what the fuck everybody else thinks. It's us two. We're ride or die. You inspire me. Hopefully I inspire you. Well, actually, we watch the episode, bourbon definitely inspires Rice Shower. It's mutual, I guess, is what we're saying here, right? You've always thought of me as the hero, the person that should be winning, and that you were the heel spoiling that, but that's not the case. I almost see it in that opposite way. Very inspiring, and her continuous efforts as well, like, getting closer each and every time before beating Bourbon. Like, that's great for the dynamic, I guess. Very, very cool. See what I mean? Like, we're trying to have this moment, right? And it's working quite well between Bourbon and Rice Shower. Very heartfelt, very touching. Basically trying to, eliminate her anxiety on the subject. But we also throw in a little bit in the middle about, like, okay, well, how has Rice Shower inspired my recovery? Like, I read her name in a magazine, and now I'm doing, like, weights in hospital bed. Like, that's ridiculous, chat room. Even beyond just the horse girl nature of it, what are you doing? A funny joke, once again. It's just a little bit whiplashy. But once again, that's also the tone they want to achieve. I don't think it's by accident. It's not out of lack of skill. It's very funny, which leads to a weird reaction in these moments when I'm, like, laughing and also, like, trying to, like, feel a moment. I don't know. It's tough on me, I guess. Another swing as well. Very nice moment where Bourbon says that you're my hero, very sincerely, tears in the eyes and everything, and then on the other end of it, she's screaming about how she came 11th in some other race and is disappointed in her. It's meant to, like... There's, like, this intensity to her and her expectations on Rice Shower as well that aren't always met by the meek Rice Shower, It's just... toing and froing, Oh, loved this here as well. There's a particular cut when you say, you have to compete in this race, right? And we cut to the sky here. We see just two birds. Just like a perfect small metaphor and this quiet moment within this scene that, like, perfectly explains like our dynamic as characters, and really, again, that thesis statement of the entire season about rivalry between two inspiring each to go further beyond. We, through our rivalry, let each other fly and, kind of egg each other on. I think we see a bit of that. Is it this opening or was it last opening? Kind of like some bird symbolism between, like, the pair of characters central to the season. Yeah, no, it must be in the first opening. I think it is, where they both kind of fly away, And yeah, I mean, then the episode ends. We got our result, and we get a cute little unique ED for it as well. I'm going to imagine it's Rice Shower singing. It's quite gentle. It's appropriate. I do like it when we bring out the unique EDs. Did it in the first season from memory, for sure. Just simple enough. Show some art. Pretty song. Good job. Into the next episode now, when we see Rice Shower... no longer hooded as well, no longer disguised, revealed to the audience, stalking her next target, I guess you would say, as an assassin. Tailing McQueen, trying to see her training habits, getting closer and closer every time. It's the same thing that she had going on with Mihono Bourbon early in the season. As we see early on here, McQueen's just kind of at a bit of another level, putting in a gap between the two. However, we will see Rice Shower go on the training arc to end all other training arcs during this episode. She'll get there. She'll compete well. And love the sense in the climax of this episode during that race of like almost fear from McQueen of being tailed by this particular horse. And like that intensity that you bring with you now, It's almost like, I used to hate this assassin in black title, but I'm kind of owning it now. And using it to my advantage and in my path to victory. I think that's very strong as well. Also during these scenes as well, loving the use of the cherry blossoms. Again, just very evocative of spring. And where would you do the spring tenor? Sure, probably in spring. In a show that tends to jump around a little bit timing-wise, a little bit more than I would like. Having, some telltale signs of the seasons is nice. Oh, look at this. Yeah, B&W mentioned. Oh my god, I know them. So they're being dubbed the next generation now. And yeah, did you see the Satsuki show yesterday? Yeah, we're definitely playing fast and loose with timeline, aren't we? For sure. I'd imagine in historical terms, you would have, B&W coming after Teo, McQueen, Rice Shower, Bourbon, and them, right? That's why we're displaying them as the young up-and-comers now, Even though, again, if the anime was following chronologically, logically, then we would already know these characters and they would be legends and senpai and everything. But yeah, that's not how the timing works in this particular framing of the story. That's a great example of how we play with time in this show. Either way, this is more to say that at the same point, you've also won another lead-in race to the Spring Tenno Show. You're looking stronger than ever. You would say that you're the hot favorite to win it. How do we feel about Rice Shower's like Yuru Camp arc, where she goes to like some abandoned school over here and starts camping and then just running like relentless kilometers every day by herself? I've never seen somebody so locked in. It's crazy. I don't know, forget your prototypical like shonen training arc. This is what I live for. Some horse girl just getting it done at some fucking dump. Love it. Oh, this is something I wanted to check. Let me go back to this episode and see if I could see Rice Shower, you know, visiting at the same time during New Year's. So it's this shot here, and now I'm trying to look for her, right? No, I didn't end up seeing her there. Oh well, that would have been a nice reference to just have her in the background early on. But either way, she got her photo somehow. Once again, let me switch back over. This is another example of her living up to the Assassin in Black title, right? Like, what does like a hitman do? They put like a photo up of their target and they go off to some far off location and they practice and they think about it, and she's even got the goddamn kit bag full of shoes. Like, this is where you'd keep like the rifle or something, and like she's building herself up into it. She's becoming her own person and embracing almost that heel status. Just, yeah, that's a really strong element of the episode in my view, and some great character progress for Rice Shower. Small side note, I love how they animate, or at least draw, Ikunodictus here. Just huge glasses, massive, very anime, love that shit. So now everyone's worried because fucking Rice Shower hasn't told anybody where she is. So she's like missing from school, and like she's been racing with McQueen every day and she stopped showing up to that. Mihono Bourbon's concerned as well. Those two have the closest connection. I do not know how she procures this map that she uses to get there, but she certainly does. Once again, I just see this as very similar to Teo and McQueen, where Teo got that map to a secret location in episode 6 to go and see McQueen while she was recovering. So again, just, you know, they're kind of rhyming with each other, these two pairs. And yeah, we make our way up to that school. She's just been running around, literally to the point where she's like wearing out multiple pairs of shoes at once. She is putting in the hard yards. It's great that it's rewarded in the end of the episode, you know. Oh, okay, you got the map from Hishi Amazon. Okay, it helps if you read, sure. I do really like the you know, lens we look at this Rice Shower training through as well. Like, she's training for a mental edge rather than a physical edge as well. Despite doing all this running, she thinks the game is won and lost up here, which, again, she's super right about that. It kind of comes through with her sheer determination and focus being the thing that ends up winning that Spring Tenno Show for her. Oh, this is great too. What is this moment where, like, McQueen's mind gets shocked, like, by proxy? Like, your eye starts going crazy, which, again, we'll talk about that later. She has that fucking sans eye stuff going on. Crazy. I guess it's the start of that. It's like this, like the start of the thing that makes Rice Shower this, like, unbeatable competitor. And you're almost getting like a cold shiver at that over here, McQueen. You're like not quite sure what it is, but something stops you in your tracks. You could even call it a twinge of fear, that feeling of being watched or something. Very cool. Kind of adds to her anxiety during that race of being mowed down by the Assassin in Black. I just like that that kind of electric intensity is yeah. It follows through becoming a blue flame by the very end. I will say, I think this is one of the better build-ins to a race that we've had. I feel like last year's Spring Tenno Show, I was critical of the build-up being a little bit too long for it. This one feels just about right. Focus on one character, get their whole story a little bit, pan to a few other important competitors. We kind of have everybody that's pretty relevant in this race, you would say. Give them all their little moment, their little perspective, helps the actual event become quite exciting because we have a lot of narratives going into it. And then, yeah, we just kind of get it done. The race doesn't overstay its welcome. I feel like it's an improvement in the pacing department, whilst, again, not sacrificing any of the investment, I think, on my end. You know, I felt about as strongly about this that I did to last year's Tenno Show, you know? This is another element I really love as well. So we go through, you know, Palmer and Tannhauser and McQueen and them. They're all getting attention from the press right now, varying levels, but they're all doing interviews. Rice Shower specifically almost says, like, fuck that shit. I don't want to do any of that stuff. It's distracting from me. It's taking away from the focus that I need to win this race. She also probably doesn't have a very high opinion of the media and the external public as a whole because they're fucking haters. They don't like her very much. So of course she's not doing interviews. Of course she's just hiding out, training, becoming strong instead. That just fits very well with... And kind of what happens at the end. She didn't pay that stuff, like, any heed. You know, she didn't have as much hype going into the race because she didn't do that, and she gets that appropriate response from the crowd. They don't like her very much. There wasn't that build into it. But again, she's never cared about that. It's more internal to her. It's about how Bourbon feels about her by the very end. Once again, these four here, the only fan characters in this season that I actually like. Even their, what would you say here? Begrudging friendship, their unification based on their shared hobby. It's wholesome enough, I don't know. Once again, I've always loved this group for representing all sides of the Musume fandom, I guess you would say. Oh, I like horses, they're cute, they're awesome, I love my favorite horse, and, oh my god, she's gone 3.7 seconds faster this furlong. Like, there's both sides represented there, I mean. The show has hype moments and aura as well. Love the backing of the moon here, giving some Assassin in Black vibes. And yeah, the start of that aura and that light in the eye. So now I understand why we're showing Biwa Hihira here, as well as in the opening. It's because she's like the next one. She's like the up-and-comer at the moment. They're doing all their B&W stuff currently. Gotcha. Okay. So you might have a growing role here in these last few episodes of the season. If I had another lamentation about this 2-episode chunk of the show as well, it is that this whole thing gets a little bit of a backseat. We do kind of pay off on it by the very end here, where you're, you know, saying how you felt about the race and stuff, and Teo gets to hear that as well. That's all very sweet. I feel like the season's been very focused on these two up to now, and taking a rather long break from it is... I don't know how to feel about it. I guess the Rice Shower stuff does need focus. Also, oh my god, look at these two. I love them. Keep that fan art coming, please. And now think about it from everybody else's perspective here, right, as well. This is the first time that they've seen Rice Shower in, like, weeks. And she comes out of the shadow here, and she looks so intense and focused. She doesn't even respond to the, you know, obligatory good luck, have fun that we get from McQueen. So focused. And McQueen is absolutely shook. Got a bit of the sweat droop going on as well. Crazy. Hilarious Musume stuff here, I guess you would say. Again, horses may struggle to get into that particular gate and barrier at certain times. Get a little bit, I don't know what you would say, nervous, jumpy. I like how we're expressing this here. There's a particular shot here of her feet where it's like, oh yeah, she walks backwards there and then walks like back forwards like here. Like, that's hilarious to me. Like that's what a horse would do. And we're depicting it as like a humanoid character. It looks ridiculous. She's like trying to pull her own tail into the gate. Great. Just hilarious, man. So once again, this is probably something that happened in the real race. Like, she struggled to get in. But we're personifying that and we're giving it, like, story importance. As we're saying, oh yeah, she was nervous because Rice Shower was there. And her intensity was something she'd never seen before. And it made her all jumpy and stuff. Just wonderful. Taking that kind of real-life thing that happened, which could have had any explanation, and giving actual sports anime narrative meaning to it. The race starts, everybody's cheering for their favorites. We have Speaker here obviously cheering for McQueen. We have Canopus here cheering for their two. And then we have Mihana Bourbon not yelling out. You gotta yell out for your Rice Shower. You gotta yell out for your favorite, because everybody else is cheering for theirs. You gotta shine. You gotta shine for your fave. As the race goes on, Palmer's doing her front-running shtick. Won't last long, don't worry. But McQueen's following kind of conspicuously close behind. Trainer-san theorizes it's out of fear of the competitor behind her, which is Rice Shower. Now, Special Week here relates that to an experience that we saw in Season 1, where Grass-chan closed in on her during the Takarazuka Kinen. I'd imagine that's the race in Season 1, I'm not going to go check, but I think it was, where again, you were out in front and then Grass Wanda chased you down. At that time, she was almost like your equivalent to an assassin in black. And again, we went through that in Season 1, that was off of your focus on
you know, Silent Suzuka and not on the race at hand and the competitor right in front of you. Do love Grass just showing up for a cameo here as well to scare us, in the same way that you snuck up on me during that race. Very fun. Even a bit of a fade, a little bit of a match cut here between, Grass Wonder into Rice Shower. It's pretty fun. Yeah. Good stuff. Another thing that I should say is this race is crazy fast. We're already 2 seconds faster than last year's race, like on the first lap. That's just kind of, Rice Shower just keeping the pack at the moment. She explodes in the second half and breaks the record. Like, it's a fantastic race that she runs. I don't know, this kind of gives me the Olympics, right? Sometimes where, like, multiple winners will break the world record. Like, it happens pretty rarely, obviously, but like, you'd have to feel pretty good about running like second or third and still breaking the world record, but somebody just being faster than you on the day. Like, that sucks. I just got unlucky, basically, And like I said before, like I hoped, we kind of get there a little bit with Bourbon. She's a little bit tsundere about it. Eventually cheering for her fave. That's what we want to see. I don't feel like I talk about the music enough. Multiple times during the show's run thus far, we've had like this crazy dramatic music. It just helps so much with the build. I love it. Just helps get across the ridiculousness of the premise in a cool way. Helps me buy these races and how important and like monumental they feel. That combined with some fucking anime ass auras between the two, like the dark aura there, the light aura over here. Maybe that's talking to some of this like the dark of Night Assassin in black, the moonlight of McQueen. We saw that earlier in the symbolism too. I'm going to eclipse her. Ooh, lots of fun stuff there. Let's go. And yeah, here's that moment. She's rejecting the status of her being the heel, whilst almost kind of embracing it at the same time. Like, hey, I'm going to win this race as Mihono Bourbon's hero, as opposed to your heel. I'm not doing it for you, the crowds. I'm doing it for my specific person. Once again, thesis statement of the season. McQueen's worst fears confirmed, losing this race here in this final stretch, this final bit of intensity from Rice Shower. I'm the goddamn hero, as she passes McQueen and wins the race. Now, obviously we're playing it up here for dramatics, because in any actual sporting event that you're watching, if you watch a team just, like, play really well or something, you're not gonna, like, boo them. You're gonna boo your own guy. If anything, you blame fucking McQueen for losing. You don't blame a horse for playing spoil sport. I don't know. That doesn't feel particularly realistic for me. And again, more playing into the narrative of the episode, which is again what I want. I don't want a perfectly realistic view into how the day actually was. I want a good story, and this helps to do that. Like, everyone's just pissed. I don't know, if I watched the world record be broken right in front of me, I don't know if I'd be like annoyed. You were here to witness history, and you definitely did that. Like, you're just hating. They're hating like crazy. We do some more sport cliches here, of course. The crowd stunned silence before we initiate a slow clap. First here from McQueen. Shown respect. We love to see it. Before panning to Palmer and Dictus and Tannhauser and Speaker, Kiyahide, the only good fans in the entire stadium. Very cool. And obviously, of course, giving me a little bit of Evangelion along the way too, which I love to say. Omedetou indeed. However, there was one missing there from the crowd, the most important one of all. Bourbon here to congratulate her in the tunnel, in the race. Bourbon's advice here is basically that competitions exist for a reason. There can't be multiple winners. You competed. You should never feel bad about that. As well as using those boos to strengthen you, right? Take it as a, show of respect almost. And basically telling her to keep on winning to the point where you have that same legacy as these other horses that you're ruining. If anything, you're building up your status right now as the, quote unquote assassin. People are going to buy into that. You're going to get more fans out of it. Soon you'll be one of these top dogs and they'll be cheering for you. You've got to push through the hard times, And of course, bringing it back to that name, confirming her status as Rice Shower. Eventually they'll shower you with that similar praise, fortune, and good luck. So that's all very nice and stuff. Like, look at these two. They're essentially holding hands. We'll take that. Final scene of the episode time now. We have Teo looking for McQueen in the aftermath. They're going to put on a little bit of a shindig. Very, very cool. I thought that this was going to be a pretty prototypical scene where we were going to find McQueen, who put on a brave face in the moment, clapped her and everything, and then was secretly pissed off to the side, and it was going to be like this, like comeuppance, and it's going to be like this nice moment between, You know, both you and McQueen kind of learning to lose together and to cope with that. Now, once again, the show just keeps surprising me with how mature everybody is. Like here, McQueen's obviously hurting a little bit, but once again, just keeps putting on that brave face. Dictus trying to commiserate, but being met with nothing but good vibes over here. Once again, just playing it a little bit goofy too. Like, obviously Dictus can see you, unless, you know, this just works as like infinite stealth technology. And again, this is where we kind of, you know, swerve the narrative back towards Teo and McQueen, which you would think would remain most of the focus as we continue. Of course, McQueen feels bad about disappointing the fans, but first and foremost, it's about Teo. She's working hard to complete her rehab. We're going to race together soon. I want to live up to her name and her greatness, and I didn't do that by winning here today. And of course, these words coming from the heart, them being real, her not knowing that Teo's there. This is truly her belief. Love to see it. Disappointed that she didn't run in a way to fit and live up to Teo's goal. It's just hilarious, though. Like, I keep wanting to bring it up. It's so funny. Like, what do you mean you don't know that she's there? She's the least hidden person ever. Seems that McQueen's taking it in her stride regardless. Wasn't as focused as Rice Shower. That's certainly the truth. And yeah, she's going to try to be better going into the Takarazuka Kinen, which Akuno Dictus says that she's going to run as well. So I'll see you there, basically. And it's always hard to tell, right? Because, like, are we going to see that race? Is that race going to be adapted? Is that the next thing we're doing? Or is it something that's just going to be glossed over? I don't know. Tentatively, we're going to say that next week we're going to do the Takarazuka Kinen, which I don't know if Teo's going to be in that, or I don't know what's going to happen. Horses will race next episode, I can guarantee it. And yeah, that'll do it for today. Once again, came together liking the episodes more upon the rewatch. Happens very often on the channel. Could slow down a little bit more and just figure it all out. God, my hair's horrendous today. Anyway. Good episodes. Unexpected, the swerve towards Rice Shower. But after sitting down and giving it its time, it is welcome. It's a good little arc there with her character. And yeah, keen to see how we finish this thing up. Seems to be reinforcing this thing about focusing on your rival and racing for them. How will this manifest during a finale? It's hard to say. Either way, I'll be there next week. Thinking about maybe doing 3 at some point, because I'm on a weird pace. There's 13 episodes this season, so kind of 3 next week takes me to 11, and then I do the last 2, maybe something like that. Please let me know. Patreon if you want to see what I'm doing immediately regardless. Like the video, subscribe, all that other kind of jazz, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. Ciao. Bye-bye.